Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion now for the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live tonight, not for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's pre-match press conference at 10 p.m. for the Friday show, but yes, Michael Carrick's pre-match press conference reaction is what you are here for. If you don't know, if you are not aware, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked as the manager of Manchester United, and therefore Michael Carrick is the appointed interim manager. The breaking news tonight, the headlines for Manchester United is that uh, Ralph Ragnick has Ralph Ragnick and Manchester United are on an agreement, a verbal agreement, in fact, an agreement in principle, as Ralph Ragnick, the interim manager for Manchester United, to take over in the coming days. He will not be available for the Arsenal game due to due to something to do with this work he's got as well with his current job, where it does not allow him to work on. In fact, where it won't allow him to manage on the Arsenal game, and the fact that Manchester United are yet to complete paperwork with Ralph Ragnick. I'll give you the proper update on that shortly. Apart from that, yes, we are live for Michael Carrick's pre-match press conference reaction as well. Plenty of questions asked from Michael Carrick tonight with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conferences. It was quite short, and this was Michael Carrick's first Premier League press conference as Manchester United manager, and there were 12 questions in total asked from him as well. A few good questions, a few not very good questions as well. And mind you, I did say the Arsenal game. In fact, we will be playing Chelsea on Sunday, and Ralph Ragnick will not be available for the Chelsea game. In fact, he'll be available for the Arsenal game. To start off, the game will be on Sunday at 10 p.m. And if you do follow us on our Instagram page, we did give you an update on Ralph Ragnick a short while ago as well. So yes, this is the latest from Fabrizio Romano, your go-to journalist for the most reliable news. Agreement in place between Manchester United and Lokomotiv Moscow for Ralph Ragnick. Lokomotiv Moscow is where Ralph Ragnick is currently working on as well. Deal will most likely be signed late this weekend. Ralph Ragnick already has an agreement to join as interim manager, and then with consultancy roles starting from June 2022. And also to further update you on this, he will be the interim manager for 6 months for Manchester United, and then onwards for 2 years he has been given a role as a consultant at Manchester United. Another update we did get today from Manchester United is that Richard Arnold, who is the successor of Ed Woodward as CEO, also has admitted the fact that he is not very educated on football and not very aware of these things that are related to football and his role, and he does not want to be learning on the job as well, and in fact he will be appointing suitable people to take up those responsibilities as well. So that is the big update on Manchester United as of now as well. That is Ralph Ragnick will be the interim manager for Manchester United in the weeks to come. You know, there was so much talk going on Pochettino. We all thought Pochettino was the deal that will happen. In fact, I was expecting Pochettino to be Manchester United's permanent manager without this role of an interim manager coming up. I really did not. I had my considerations on Mauricio Pochettino as well, and suddenly out of nowhere you see the interim manager role coming up along with Ralph Ragnick, which I think is a better thing to do than appoint Mauricio Pochettino, because in my opinion he is not a proven manager, because he really does not have any major trophies. Then we are talking Manchester United manager, and in order to be a Manchester United manager, you've got to be proven, you've got to be a serious winner. Apart from that, there were also talks on Erik ten Hag, who is the current manager of Ajax as well, and he too won't be the manager of Manchester United. And the interim manager is confirmed. Yes, it'll be Ralph Ragnick, which I think is a better deal than getting Antonio Conte 2 weeks back as well. Something bigger than the Cristiano Ronaldo signing, in my opinion, as well, because we are talking long term here. Clearly, the club missed proper structure. There was no organization in the club. The people running the club were bankers as well. And Ralph Ragnick, if you don't know, Ralph Ragnick is a person who wants control over the whole club as well. He just doesn't want to manage. He just doesn't want to be the director of football as well. He wants to have power. He wants to control the whole club as well. Do give me a moment while I fix this problem here as well. So yes, a totally different step for Manchester United, considering the people we have running the club as well. It's a surprise. I was stunned to see Manchester United make this decision of bringing in Ralph Ragnick as well. I'm absolutely stunned, as I tell you, because I really did not expect Manchester United to consider, leave aside making such a good decision. I actually did not even think Manchester United even will consider making such a good decision, because that's how badly the club is run. And to see Manchester United making good decisions, and I must tell you, credit to John Murtaugh as well. He has been, putting in a few good decisions, and his time here is definitely making sure that people feel his presence here at Manchester United. Since the time he was appointed, we had a superb transfer window. We bagged Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, and Cristiano Ronaldo, and now he has done a superb job in getting Ralph Ragnick as the interim manager as well. A lot of people excited on this. I'm excited as well. A manager who was in fact, you could say, the father of Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel, two proven managers in the Premier League, and up there contending for the title along with their teams as well. So definitely, there are a lot of critics coming for Ragnick already. A few managers I know are already fearing Manchester United, and to name you, respectively, Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel looks to be a little worried as well, along with Pep Guardiola. So what Jurgen Klopp did have to say is that unfortunately a good manager is going to come to England, and he also mentioned the fact that he will be coming to Manchester United. Manchester United will have a proper organization now. It's going to be tough for teams to come up and face them as well. Apart from that, the other updates I've got you is that Donny van de Beek and Anthony Martial have held their January transfer plans on the fact, considering Ralph Ragnick's arrival to Manchester United, and they will consider the next 6 weeks and how things go in the next 6 weeks for them. If they do get play time, yes, there won't be a transfer request, but in fact, if the things are the same for them, you can see, in fact, you will see them move in the January transfer window as well. Apart from that, let me see if I can get you Jurgen Klopp's quotes as well. So let me have a look on that. See, yes, what Jurgen Klopp did have to say on Ralph Ragnick is that unfortunately a good coach is coming to England, to Manchester United. He is a really experienced manager, built two clubs from nowhere. Manchester United will be organized on the pitch. That's obviously not good news for other teams. So Jurgen Klopp seems to be seriously worried as well. Guardiola too did give his opinion out on Ralph Ragnick's arrival to Manchester United. In fact, imminent arrival to Manchester United. Let's move on to Michael Carrick's pre-match press conference as well. There were a few very good questions, a few not very good questions, plenty of questions asked. And to start off with, he was asked about Ralph Ragnick's rumors to Manchester United, as well his speculation to Manchester United. And he did say what Michael Carrick did have to say is that his current focus is on the game. Speculation is speculation, and what he did say was, I quote, "It was a big boost for us, a much." And yes, he was asked about Ralph Ragnick, and what he did have to say about Ralph Ragnick is that that his focus is on the game. That speculation is speculation, and he you never know what happens afterwards. He also did have a say on the Villarreal game and Chelsea game. So what he did have to say is, it was a big boost for us and a much needed win. That is the Villarreal game, mainly for the players to have that feeling again and get the confidence back that we lost. He also did say it is another massive game. This is about the Chelsea game. He did say it is another massive game for us versus Chelsea. These are the ones you have to enjoy. It will be a good test for us, definitely. I hope and pray that the Manchester United team as a whole don't consider this Chelsea game just one-off game. The fact that we have a manager coming up the game afterwards, because yes, they will have in mind that this will be the last game for Michael Carrick. So considering that, I hope they don't take this as one-off game. Yes, I don't expect Manchester United to win just because Michael Carrick is still in charge. We need some new energy in there as well. So yes, I don't expect Manchester United to win, but I really hope and pray they do win, because if we do win against Chelsea tomorrow, it is a huge boost. But Chelsea are on red hot form. They did beat Juventus 4-0 in that Champions League leg as well. Thomas Tuchel doing a fabulous job there at Chelsea, and Thomas Tuchel's side right after the Chelsea game, we are getting the father of Thomas Tuchel, so no worries for us considering that. But we've got to win this next game. If we do win it, a huge boost, but I do think a draw would be a good steal from Chelsea as well. Let's move on to the next question. We've got plenty of questions to cover up as well, and as I cover up those questions out for you, do send in your opinions on the live chat, your questions, anything you've got Manchester United related on that live chat, because it is you that keeps this show running. To start off, next question we've got was the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is from Simon Stone, and that was what it is being the United manager, and what and he was further asked about Ralph Ragnick's speculation to Manchester United and an impact a new manager can have at Manchester United. To start off with the first question that was asked, what it is like being Manchester United manager, and what Carrick did have to say on that is, you are who you are, and that is kind of my personality. Some decisions are bigger than the others. This is about being manager. That is normal. I've been quite calm this week. Players and staff have supported me well. I think definitely the players and staff will support Michael Carrick. Yes, we do know that he's not the best of coaches, but considering the fact that he is a former Manchester United player, and considering that, definitely the players and staff will support him. He also said, I have embraced the challenge, testing times for us all, but once you get over that, business takes over. He also answered the question on what a new manager can implement. He did say, I think you can get ideas across quickly. Sometimes it is just a different voice. History proves that. Definitely history does prove it. Sometimes a new manager is just another different voice, but considering a manager in the caliber of Ralph Ragnick, I think he is just more than a different voice. He will make an impact there. Different ideas, different culture. He's going to bring in a different culture as well, organization to the club, making those big decisions, things are going to change for Manchester United. And if you are thinking the sleeping giant is still asleep, let me tell you, the sleeping giant Manchester United are awake. Manchester United are back. And yes, if you are a rival fan watching this at this moment, fear out for Manchester United because we are coming. Let's move on to the next question. The next question that was asked from Ole Gunnar. Oh my God, I'm telling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So used to it. Uh, I, I couldn't even change this up. This pre-match press conference this time with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I've got to change that, and in a way, it's good that I did not change it because Michael Carrick is going to be manager of Manchester United for the Premier League just for one match. So I've got to get Ralph Ragnick and move Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as there. But credit to Solskjaer, he's built a good squad. Let's not talk about that. That's the past. Leave that there as well. Let's move on. We've got Michael Carrick at the wheel. Carrick at the wheel. Along with Ralph Ragnick, who will be coming shortly, so he'll have to move on from captain back to the role where he was. So the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about Jadon Sancho and what sort of a player that the fans will get considering his good run of form in the Champions League. So to start off, he did say, I quote, "He is a terrific player, that is Jadon Sancho. He is never happier than when the ball is at his feet. That is purely when he is at his happiest. I've seen that in training. The other side is his attitude, work rate he put in, an overall performance. He also said creation in any team is important. This is about Jadon Sancho's creativity to the team. He also did say creation in any team is important, and that is why we brought him to the club. There is so much more to come from him. Definitely why we brought Jadon Sancho to the club is because of his creativity. And before he did come, there were speculations saying that the creativity from the right side of Manchester United was lacking, and we did bring him in order to bring that creativity to the right side. And yes, he is back playing on that right wing with Carrick taking over as interim manager as well. And the other positive along with that is Donny van de Beek getting game time, which I think is a huge positive. And I hope and pray that this continues for Donny van de Beek and Jadon Sancho. Let's move on to the next question. That is the fourth question, which I think is not the best of questions to be asking at a time like this, because this was more of a question about the past. This was about history, something that has happened a very long time ago, even before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time at Manchester United. And this question was about Romelu Lukaku and what Michael Carrick thinks about Romelu Lukaku leaving the club, how it has been with him, because he was a former player who did play one season with Romelu Lukaku at Manchester United, and he further went on to coach him as well. And the fact that Romelu Lukaku is returning from injury for the Manchester United match, what it is like for Michael Carrick, considering the fact that he has played alongside Romelu Lukaku and also coached him. And what Carrick did have to say on this is that it feels like a long time ago. He went to Italy and did very well. Then went to Chelsea. He also further added saying to that, Lukaku, it will be good to see Rom again. He is a terrific footballer. Scored goals wherever he has been. If Rom plays, we are well aware of what he brings, is what Michael Carrick did have to say on Romelu Lukaku. I'm not quite sure about Romelu Lukaku and Chelsea. I really don't think Romelu Lukaku will be of a big threat to us, considering the fact that he is just returning from injury as well. And even before he got injured, he did not seem to be in the best of form as well. You really can't expect anything from Romelu Lukaku. You never know what you will expect. In fact, you might get a good Lukaku, you might get a dodgy one, a shaky Lukaku, you might get a bad Lukaku who is out on form, you might get the Manchester United manager. Jokes apart, that is what Michael Carrick did have to say. But yes, like I said, jokes apart, Romelu Lukaku is a threat to Manchester United. If he is on song tomorrow, we do know how he is a threat as a striker as well. We did see what an impact he made at Inter Milan and at the early stages of Chelsea, you could say, before he hit that bad patch of form. The next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is that once again, the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about Ralph Ragnick. Considering the fact that he is a high pressing manager, the question that was asked from Michael Carrick is that about the high pressing style of play with this squad and what Michael Carrick thinks about it, considering he is the interim manager and has been a past player of Manchester United. If this would actually work with Manchester United was somewhat what the question meant as well. So what Carrick did have to say on this is that there is a lot of different styles and there is a good group of players here. Whoever comes in and whatever is implemented, I'm sure they can adapt as well. He further added saying there is some real good talent within the squad. There is some real good talent within the squad. Sure, they look forward to what is ahead, is what Michael Carrick did have to say. And if you are thinking what Ralph Ragnick will actually offer for Manchester United, so he is a manager who does not like to pass the ball backwards, sideways, something that Scott McTominay, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Fred, likes of these players have been doing mostly during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time at Manchester United, you could say. So these players can't be doing what they have been doing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Ralph Ragnick, because he is a manager who has a style of play which is a fast tempo. You have to move the ball forward as quickly as possible. One touch passes, two touch passes. You can't take too many touches with this manager, and if you do uh, go with too many touches, I'm definitely sure that he will be dropping these players out of the squad, because he's got to work that system into the team as well. And he is a player, a manager who works with Jejun pressing. And if you don't know what Jejun pressing is, it is the style of play that Jurgen Klopp plays with Liverpool as well. Definitely a very attractive style of play, a good brand of football, and definitely with a proven manager, a quality manager, a superb way to play if you've got the right squad. And I believe Manchester United do have the right squad, and I think Fred will be a key part considering midfield, because considering the midfielders we have Scott McTominay, Nemanja Matic, and Fred, along with Donny van de Beek, I think Fred will complement this style of play, because he is the only midfielder we have in that list of midfielders I did mention who really does press well. I know defensively he is not that good, but defensive qualities aside, he did play a major role in that Champions League game as well, contributing to both goals. So I do think, yes, Fred will play a huge role under Ralph Ragnick, unless we do go on and do get a few good midfielders in January transfer window. Let's move on to the next question. But before I do move on, to send in your thoughts, your comments, your questions, anything Manchester United related on that live chat as well, because it is you that keeps this show running. Just like you, I'm another fan, another Manchester United fan. My opinion differs from yours. You may have a better opinion than mine as well, so do send in that in the live chat, because that is what keeps the show running. We'll move on to the next question, and the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about the future of the coaching staff at Manchester United. That is Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, and Mike Phelan as well. About these three coaches specifically, that is Michael Carrick himself, like I said, Kieran McKenna, and Mike Phelan. And what Carrick did have to say is do excuse me. What he did have to say is his pure, so I quote what he says: my pure focus is on preparing the team as best as I can. It is a huge responsibility that I have at the moment, and I've given it everything. Anything after Sunday, do hold up, anything after Sunday is not my thoughts at the moment. So the latest updates, the latest reports about this is that most probably Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna. I'm not quite sure about Kieran McKenna and Mike Phelan, but most probably Michael Carrick will still be part of the coaching staff. Yes, if you are thinking if Ralph Ragnick has got in fact, if Ralph Ragnick will be able to bring in his own coaching staff, yes, not the whole coaching staff, but he is given the opportunity to bring a few coaches he does know, and his assistant coach, I'm not quite sure what his name is. It was some loss. Let me check on that. Let me check on that as well. Have I got it bookmarked? Let me check. Uh, yes. So here we go. The update on the coaching staff from Ralph Ragnick's end is that Ralph Ragnick is expected to bring a small number of coaches with him to Manchester United. Lars Kornetka, that is Ralph Ragnick's assistant. So Lars Kornetka could be one of those, is what the Telegraph Dhaka has to say. And Lars Kornetka is also Ralph Ragnick's assistant manager and also his video analyst. Mind you, Lars Kornetka is also known as one of the best video analysts in Germany. He was also the video analyst for Pep Guardiola during his time at Bayern Munich. So he definitely has the qualities, proven as one of the best video analysts. Manchester United definitely need one of those as well. And apart from that, Ralph Ragnick is also given the, what can I say? He is also given the opportunity. In fact, he has asked for this, and yes, he has been given the green light, you could say, where he will be given camera angles, where he will be given cameras from different angles to look into his training sessions closely, is what was reported from a few reports as well. So yes, there will be cameras from different angles during the training sessions to look into the most minute of details from different angles. Let's move on to the next question, and that is definitely one of the questions you have been waiting for as well, and that is the team update. Injuries updates on the team. So the latest updates from the team is that Luke Shaw is a doubt for the next game against Chelsea as well, after being affected with concussion. Fred has twisted his ankle, and therefore he is a doubt along with another one or two others as well. So yes, Fred and Luke Shaw are the names that we did get from Michael Carrick as doubts. He did say that there are one or two others as well who are a doubt. I'm not quite sure who it is. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on to the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about Donny van de Beek. Now, this is a solid question to be asking a manager like Michael Carrick, because he has been part of the coaching staff during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time as well. So definitely a question up there to be asking him as well. I think they should have been asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he wouldn't have given a direct answer definitely. But excuse me, definitely a good time to ask this question from Michael Carrick, and that is so the question that was asked from Michael Carrick, it was about Donny van de Beek, and what is Donny van de Beek's best position at the moment. Is it a number 6, a number 8, or number 20? number 10 was the question that was asked from Michael Carrick as well, and his reply to this is, oh dear. Donny van de Beek is one of those players who can play in different positions. He is an asset to the team. We've got ideas for where we think Donny van de Beek is to hold, most suited, but being so flexible is a real strength and a credit to what he can be for the team. Let me be honest with you here. Donny van de Beek played as a number 10 for Manchester United in that Champions League game. And considering the game he had against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game was Watford, yes. So considering the game he had against Watford and considering the game against Villarreal, as a number 10, to be honest, he did not have the best game. Uh, if you want me to rate his game out of 10, the Villarreal game, I would have given him a 5. It was not the best of games, but yes, he was decent enough. I think it was a good rest for Bruno Fernandes, though he did come on later on, but I think it still was a good rest and a good few minutes into Donny van de Beek's legs as well. As a number 10, if you judge him from that Villarreal game, he's not up there. I think it's the lack of minutes, to be honest. But I really would like to see him play next to a defensive midfielder like the likes of Nemanja Matic, because we've seen, and when he did come on against Watford as well, he was playing that role. I think it is a number 8 role, if I'm not wrong. So he did manage to play that role quite well. To be honest, that is next to a defensive midfielder and not as a defensive midfielder or a number 10, but in between those two defensive midfielders. Like I tell you, what Michael Carrick did have to say about this is, yes, I did quote it out to you as well. He did say Donny van de Beek is one of the best players who can play in different positions, and he is also an asset to the team, is what Michael Carrick did have to say. He further went on to say that we've got ideas for where we think Donny van de Beek can play and is more suited, but being so flexible is a real strength and a credit to what he can be for the team. So yes, if you take Michael Carrick, he's got a few ideas from what we can see and what he did say. So he's got a few ideas of where he does want to use uh, Donny van de Beek. Definitely looks like a number 10, and more than a number 10, it definitely looks like a midfielder next to a defensive midfielder in that pivot of two defensive midfielders. Let's move on to the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick, and this was, how good of a starting point has Ole Gunnar Solskjaer given the next manager, or Michael Carrick himself, as the interim manager? And what Carrick did have to say is, one of the biggest things during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time here was the stuff people don't see day to day. We were improving, finished well last season. Everything else can get overshadowed, but it is all still there. He also said, whatever happens next at Manchester United Football Club, it is a great starting point. I think, yes, definitely, it is a great starting point for any manager that is going to take over after the reign of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's changed everything at Manchester United, starting from that squad. I think it is a great squad for a manager to take over, but I think it's just a little too late because there are a few disappointed players out there as well. So I do hope Ralph Ragnick can come in and change the situation there with the likes of Paul Pogba, Donny van de Beek, Anthony Martial, Alex Telles, another player, Eric Bailey, who you might see leave as well. So I really hope Ralph Ragnick can change things around. The interesting thing and talking point is Paul Pogba, because there is a lot of talk about Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Cristiano Ronaldo, Fred, and suddenly the Paul Pogba situation seems to be shadowed by everything else, because there is not a lot of people talking about Paul Pogba. Is he actually going to leave Manchester United in the next summer. Is this a sign? Because he himself has been quite quiet as well. The media has been quiet on Paul Pogba. The players, the environment, everybody around Manchester United too have been quite quiet on Paul Pogba. So not really quite sure what the situation is. But if things don't change after Ralph Ragnick's appointment at Manchester United, I definitely think he will leave next summer as a free agent, likely to Real Madrid, Juventus, or maybe even a Barcelona. You never know where the destination will be. Let's move on to the next question. Let's talk about Paul Pogba later. Hopefully things do change around and there is an update. So fingers crossed for that. So the update, in fact, the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about the managerial hunt at Manchester United and how things are going with that. If he is actually being let know about this managerial, in fact, the managers that have been listed, interviewed, and everything else with the managers. So what Carrick did have to say is quite a short answer as well. To be sitting here and talking about too far ahead, it's about Sunday. I can't get distracted by anything else. Anything else will take care of itself, is what Michael Carrick did have to say, which I think is a fair and reasonable answer as well, because he is the current manager of interim manager, you could say, of Manchester United, and he's got a huge responsibility in the Chelsea game that is coming up ahead as well. I do think he is let know of the managerial hunt, the managers that are being approached, the current situation, who is likely to be the next manager. I do think he is being given a say on that as well, along with the Manchester United squad. But the reason, in fact, the answer he did give out is quite reasonable and a fair answer, I must say that, though it is a short answer. Let's move on to the next question. Plenty of questions, a few more to come as well, a couple of questions to come on as well. And the next question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about Jadon Sancho. Once again about Jadon Sancho, there was a question early on as well, and once again another question from about Jadon Sancho is being asked from Michael Carrick, and what it is like to have him in the team, and how he is going about the new signing. So what Carrick did have to say on Sancho is that sometimes it takes time to adapt. He is a younger player at a big club, new league. It is not easy to hit the ground running. We were we are well aware. What he did have to say is we are well aware of that. That is the time needed to adapt. What he did have to say. We believe in him. He got a great chance. Not surprised, but what he did. Not surprised, but what he did the other night. About what he did the other night is what Michael Carrick did have to say. So once again, we were all aware of that. That is the time needed to adapt. We believe in him. He has got a great chance. Not surprised about what he did the other night is what Michael Carrick did have to say. And the final question that was asked from Michael Carrick is about Chelsea. About the game that is to come, about Chelsea being a threat to us, and the fact that they are in good form and on top of the league in the Premier League. What Chelsea did, in fact, what Michael Carrick did have to say on Chelsea is that he is hugely impressed by how hold up. Yes, what he did have to say is how he is hugely impressed by how they go about things. Super intense, well organized, really good movement across the back line and their front line. Carrick also says very good at connecting with the midfield, with the back three, building up and connecting into midfield, narrowing up and giving you problems with the wing back. He further added, in fact, he was also asked about that is the Sunday's game and how he is going to approach this game. And what he did say is we have to get a result, and I believe we can, is what Michael Carrick did have to say. That is somewhat the final question that was asked from Michael Carrick. A long pre-match press conference A boring, not the most boring one, in fact. Yes, a few good questions asked, a few not very good questions. Usual with the Manchester United pre-match press conference, but I think Michael Carrick did do well for his first time as interim manager and to be sitting there for the first time as manager of Manchester United for a press conference. Let's move on to the moment we've all been waiting for, the predicted lineups and predicted score for the game against Chelsea on Sunday. Do send in your predicted lineups, predicted scores on the live chat as well. And if you do get it right, definitely, yes, you will be getting a shout out the next show and on our and also on our Instagram page. Do go head out to our description and give us a follow there as well. So there you go. This is my predicted lineup for the Chelsea game. Michael Carrick's lineup, the predicted lineup, in fact. Yes, the usual formation, a 4-2-3-1 as you see here. And on left back, we've got Alex Telles since Luke Shaw is injured. And we've also got Victor Lindelof starting in defense since Rafael Varane is injured as well. We've got Harry Maguire playing next to Victor Lindelof. Aaron Van Bissaka on that right back role as well, along with Nemanja Matic and Van de Beek is what I think. Why I went with Nemanja Matic is I know that Michael Carrick did go with Fred and Van de Beek as a midfield pivot in the Champions League game, and considering the fact that Fred is injured and a doubt for the game, I think he'll go with Nemanja Matic and Van de Beek, and he will not pick Scott McTominay because Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek don't complement each other as a midfield pair, and that is why I think he'll go with Nemanja Matic and Donny van de Beek. And to start off, just like the previous game, I think Jadon Sancho will be playing on the right, Marcus Rashford on the left, who seems to be a bit out of touch as well. Bruno Fernandes in that number 10 role, and up front as our striker, the GOAT himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. So once again, David De Gea as goalkeeper, Alex Telles at left back, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire in that defensive role of centre backs, and Aaron Van Bissaka playing as the right back. And then we've got the centre defensive midfield pivot with Nemanja Matic and Donny van de Beek. And to start off with our front line, we've got Marcus Rashford starting on the left, Bruno Fernandes up front as number 10, Jadon Sancho on the right, and Cristiano Ronaldo as our striker. So this is my predicted lineup. Do send in your predicted lineup on the live chat as well, your predicted scores, and if you do get them right, definitely yes, you will get a shout out the next show and also our Instagram page. And my predicted score for the game against Chelsea. Uh, I think, I think Chelsea, we need to get a win. I really don't think we'll win this game considering the atmosphere in Manchester United. I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sacked, but it's still the same coaching staff we've got. It's as if he is not sacked because we've still got Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, and Mike Phelan in the coaching staff who were the actual problem, and not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he was the manager. But yes, it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who did opt for them, so he did have to go. He was just not the right man for the job. That apart, that is history. But considering the fact that Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, and Mike Phelan are still out there, nothing has really changed. 75% of that atmosphere is still there. I really think these three individuals have to go in order to change things around, and that is why I think tomorrow against Chelsea it will be a tough one to call out because I really don't see getting on the front line considering Manchester United, because it is Michael Carrick who is the manager. Tough one to call out, but since I am a Manchester United fan, I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. I think a draw would be a great steal for Manchester United, and we can start afresh from the Arsenal game. So I'm hoping for either a win or a draw. I think a draw would be a 75%, whereas a win would be a 50-50 possibility for Manchester United. And before I wrap this show up, let me just see if there are any updates on Manchester United. I suppose no, because the latest update is that Manchester United have an agreement in principle with Ralph Ragnick as well. So to start off, yes, in fact, there is no update. Not to start off, my bad there. That is pretty much it for tonight's show, folks. You were live at 10 p.m. For Michael Carrick's pre-match press conference. Plenty of questions asked, a few good ones, a few not very good ones, but overall I think Carrick did do a good job, considering the fact that this was his first uh, pre-match press conference as a manager. The game will be on Sunday at 10 p.m. against Chelsea. Do tune in for that as well. The match reaction. We've got a game on Sunday at 10 p.m. So yes, the match reaction will most likely be on Monday at 10 p.m. Do stay in touch with our Instagram page. We'll update you right there at which time we will have our match reaction, since I've got college as well. So it will most likely be at 10 p.m. on Monday, since the game is on 10 p.m. on Sunday. So yes, most likely the match reaction and player ratings will be on Sunday. So yes, until I see you on Monday, most probably at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. Do stay home, stay safe, and yes, just before I end this stream, if you are new to this channel, do give us a subscribe. We are at 137 subscribers. Let's get to 150 before the 31st of November, if that is possible. So do share this video out to your colleagues, your friends, your family members, anyone you've got. Do get them to subscribe to this channel as well. And if you are here, while you are here, smash a like on this video as well. And do send in your comments, your opinions, feedbacks, anything you need, anything you think that needs improvement, any suggestions, do send them in as well. And do follow us on our Instagram page at the United.forum. There you go, this is the username as well, the United.forum, and the link is also in the description. You can go head out to our description and click or hit that link and give us a follow there as well. Until I see you on Monday, most probably that is at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. Do stay home, stay safe, have a good night, and a blessed weekend. This is the United Forum.